Hey you guys, it's me Cosmic and I'm back again with another series for you guys. In this series I'm going to be talking about the planet Mars through the signs. But before I get into the videos, I wanted to briefly talk about what Mars is and what it represents. So Mars is a masculine energy, it's how you take action, it's what motivates you, it's your sex drive, what sexually turns you on, and overall it shows your energy levels based off of the sign it's in. In this video, I'm going to talk about Mars in Cancer. Mars is in fall in Cancer. Mars hates being here because Mars can't function at its fullest potential here. Mars can't be its typical fiery, impulsive, explosive. Well, Mars in Cancer is pretty explosive. Mars can't do what Mars likes to do in Cancer. Mars is like fire energy and then Cancer is water energy. So there's like a square there when Mars is in Cancer. So it makes their temperament really dramatic. It's like turned up to the next level. It's almost like off-putting to people. It's kind of awkward for both parties. There is the flip side of this placement where a person could be the kind of person to hold in their emotions until they explode. So either way, they're exploding. Either they explode at the drop of a dime or they hold it in until they can't take it anymore and then they just let loose on either that person or sometimes a Mars in Cancer, they'll let their emotions run wild on somebody that has nothing to do with the situation at all. This placement is a very temperamental placement. These people are very defensive and very sensitive. You kind of have to be mindful of what you say to a Mars in Cancer because these people are always triggered. Mars in Cancer is the kind of placement that holds on to a lot of things from the past, and that's usually the reason for all their moodiness and their explosions. As I was saying before, somebody could say or do something and they could trigger that Mars in Cancer to get upset or feel really irritated, even though that person has nothing to do with that past situation that happened with Mars in Cancer. It just triggers that memory for them. If you want to know what a Mars in Cancer person looks like in action, look at Cardi B and Chris Brown. They both have Mars in Cancer. I would say that's like an extreme case because both of them have displayed extreme behaviors, but it could get that bad if you get them that mad. They could go Cardi B, Chris Brown on your ass. The last thing that I wanted to mention about a Mars in Cancer's temperament is the only way they'll get to that extremity of their temperament is if you hurt somebody that they love. Whether you do or you say something hurtful about that person that they care about, a Mars in Cancer will protect them very fiercely. Cancer is all about the family, so they see their close friends, partners, even their pets as family. Cancer is all about protecting their family. When they feel like you're hurting somebody that they consider family, they're going to go off on you. For example, this is why Cardi B went off on Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj said something bad about Cardi B's daughter. Cardi B got offended and she went into rampage mode. It's somebody that she cares about, so that's why she threw a shoe at her. I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying this is what I mean. Like when it comes to the people that they care about, they really get defensive about that and they will do anything to protect those people that they care the most about. Moving on to a Mars in Cancer's motives. So what motivates a Mars in Cancer to do what they do? So one of the main things that motivates a Mars in Cancer is making sure they're emotionally secure in something. So whenever they take action on something, it has to feel right. They have to feel comfortable and they have to feel emotionally okay. If they're out of whack emotionally, they're not going to want to take action on that thing, whatever it is. They're motivated by being there for the people that they're close to. A family or a friend is in trouble, a Mars in Cancer is there. Or in general, if a family member or a close friend or their pet, whoever, just needs something in general, a Mars in Cancer is always going to be there for that person. Cancer is a very tribal energy, so They're all about community, all about finding their tribe. They put a lot of energy into that. They want to be around people that they resonate with and that have the same vibe as them. Another thing is finding a home for themselves. So that's very important for Mars and Cancer, to make sure that they're living somewhere where they feel comfortable, whether it's just the location in general and just the physical home itself. They always want to make sure that their home feels like home. They're not the kind of people that wants to necessarily just be moving around for the rest of their life. They want to find something that makes them feel, again, emotionally secure. Mars in Cancer is oftentimes portrayed as this placement that's very weak or very soft. And it's not that they're soft, it's that they're emotionally aware and emotionally expressive. Generally, Mars is seen as the planet of masculinity and strength. In this society, showing your emotions isn't a sign of strength, or you're not masculine if you're expressing your emotions. It's a placement where it builds your emotional strength, because a Mars in Cancer has to go through a lot of lessons in controlling their emotional impulses. The Sun is what you take action on. What do your goals look like? What are your aspirations? What do you want to take action on? And Mars is the manner in which you take action on those goals and aspirations. So how a Mars in Cancer takes action on things really just depends on how they feel. They go with the motions and they go with the energy that's in the air, specifically the moon energy. The Mars in Cancer energy works with the moon cycles. So some phases they could get a lot of things done. Other phases they're going to be more slowed down and they might not get much of anything done. The new moon phase is when a Mars in Cancer is more wind down and they're like planning what they want to do. And as the phases build up, their energy increases and it's even more boosted during a full moon. Mars in the sign of Cancer has very low energy levels. So these people are very slowed down and they're not as active as they should be, because Mars loves to be active. They're not as productive as they should be as well, because Mars is the planet of being productive and getting things done. They're not as productive as Mars in a fire sign or Mars in an earth sign. So it really takes a lot for these people to get things done. And Mars is a planet of urgency. So these people don't have that sense of urgency to really get things done. They really take their time. Certain things have to be done ASAP. This is another lesson that Mars in Cancer has to really work hard at. They have to be more productive. They have to know how to approach certain things with a sense of urgency, because certain things in life, they're not going to wait on you. Mars in Cancer really has to master this so they don't fall behind in life. Mars in Cancer, they could also have a fear of doing things sometimes because they don't want to get out of their comfort zone. Mars is a go-getter kind of energy. Mars is the kind of energy where even if you're sick or you're depressed, it doesn't matter. You're going to go get what you want. And that's why Mars doesn't like being in Cancer, because Cancer is the kind of sign that if it doesn't feel its best, it doesn't want to do anything. Mars is the kind of energy that wants to be proactive, it wants to conquer the day, and it wants to get as much done as possible. Now we're moving on to the juicy part. We're going to talk about sex, and we're going to talk about how Mars expresses the sexual energy in the sign of Cancer. Somebody with a Mars in Cancer placement, their sex drive, again, it works with the phases of the moon, and it often fluctuates. With Cancer, it's a very sexual sign in the sense it's about reproduction. Some women with this placement have a desire to bear children, and some men with this placement desire women that they can bear children with. Some men and some women with the Mars in Cancer placement have this thing where they get turned on by the idea of procreating with somebody. Mars is what turns you on, and Cancer is the sign of procreation. Mars and Cancer women, they're attracted to men who are emotionally in tune with themselves. They're very turned off by men who are emotionally detached, who think they're too cool for emotions, and who see emotions as something that's weak. They want to be able to emotionally connect with their partner through sex, so they can't really deal with somebody that's too macho, but they don't want somebody that's too soft either. They want like a nice balance between the two. They're also attracted to men who aspire to be a father, who aspire to be a family man, and they're also attracted to men that are good with children. Men with this placement are attracted to women who are feminine, that have wife and mothering qualities. They're attracted to a woman who also nurtures their emotional needs and makes them feel emotionally comfortable with themselves. They want a woman that makes them feel safe enough to express their love during sex. They're attracted to a woman who has a lot of curves. A Mars and Cancer guy, they're definitely the kind of guy who is like a boob guy, because Cancer rules the breast. So these are your guys who have an obsession with breast and just curves in general. Mars and Cancer women, they're also attracted to the chest area as well, whether they're homosexual or they're straight women, it doesn't matter. Another thing that I wanted to mention is somebody with this placement, they don't do well with the whole casual sex thing. Mars and Cancer, they want to feel loved by their partner. They want to feel like they're cared about when they're having sex with somebody. They want to feel like they can be comfortable and they could trust that person that they're having sex with. Trust that that person isn't using them for just sex. Mars is what's used when you're expressing your sexuality through casual sex. It's the physical expression of your energy through sexual interaction. Mars in Cancer doesn't do well with casual sex because Mars in Cancer wants to connect during sex. It's not about the physical release with Mars and Cancer. They want to emotionally bond with their sexual partner. Cancer is a very relationship oriented sign. It's all about creating a family, having a husband or having a wife. It's not this vixen or this player kind of sign where it's just kind of here, there, and everywhere with sexual partners. That is all I have for you guys today on the Mars Cancer placement. I hope you guys enjoyed the first video of my Mars series. Let me know which Mars sign you want me to do next, and leave your questions and comments below, or you could send me an email, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.